Welcome learners to this massive online open course Food Fundamentals and Chemistry. Today we will cover the topic lipids, their properties and deteriorative changes. In today's lecture we will learn about the properties of lipids, the deteriorative changes in fats and oils and their prevention. The objectives of today's lecture are to explain the physical, chemical and functional properties of lipids and describe the role of lipids in food and nutrition. What does taste and flavor to all cooked foods add to, especially the fried foods? We all know that it is due to oils and fats to some extent. Both of these belong to a class of organic compounds called lipids. The physical properties of lipids comprise of the physical and chemical properties of fats found to depend mainly on their composition. A number of these properties are made use of in identification and ascertaining their purity. Their physical properties help in identifying the utility of a fat for some specific purpose and in determining the stage of processing. Let us know their physical properties first. Physical characteristics. Contrary to the common belief, pure oils and fats are colorless, odorless and tasteless. The color and flavor of the fats are a result of the presence of substances that are dissolved in them. Fats and oils are lighter. That means their densities are about 0.8 to 0.9 grams per cube than water and are poor conductors of heat and electricity. Some of the common physical properties of oils and fats are the following. First is emulsification. What happens when oil is mixed with water? You know that fats are insoluble in water and form two layers on mixing and shaking. However, they can form emulsions in the presence of emulsifying agents. An emulsion is a heterogeneous system consisting of at least one immiscible liquid dispersed in another in the form of droplets. The phase present as fine droplets is called the dispersed or the discontinuous phase, while the one in which these droplets are suspended is called the continuous phase. The emulsion can be of various types. They can be oil in water type like milk, cream, mayonnaise and salad dressings. It can be water in oil type where water gets dispersed in oil, example in butter. Surface active agents that are added to help in emulsification are called emulsifiers or emulsifying agents. The emulsification of fats is a necessary step in a number of food products such as cakes, ice creams and frozen desserts. Some of the common natural food emulsions are milk, cream and egg yolk. Physical property of lipid is melting point. Fats do not give a sharp melting point like other organic compounds. Instead, they soften over a range of temperatures. The melting point of a fat also depends on its previous heating or cooling history. This has been attributed to the phenomena of polymorphism, that is, existence of fats in different crystalline forms. Another factor responsible for the absence of sharp melting point of fat is that they consist of mixtures of glycerides, each with its own characteristic melting point. Fats which contain relatively large amount of unsaturated fatty acids have relatively low melting points and are usually oils at room temperature. The fats with large amount of saturated fatty acids have higher melting points. Some related terms are as follows: softening point, the temperature at which an equilibrated solid fat filled in a capillary tube starts rising on slow heating indicates its softening point. The softening point can be used to characterize some fats. Slipping point. It is an empirical characteristic of fat and is related to the composition of a fat and also air or water embedded into the fat during its manufacturing process. To measure it, small brass cylinders filled with the solid fat are suspended in a bath close to the thermometer. The temperature of the bath is slowly raised by stirring. The temperature at which the fat rises in the cylinder or slips is called the slipping point. Then we will talk about the short melting point. It is the temperature at which a small lead shot will fall through a fat sample. Thus, for fats, the melting point is defined by the specific conditions of the method by which it is determined. The next physical characteristic is specific gravity. Specific gravity of fats is found to depend to some extent on the degree of unsaturation and the chain length of fatty acid. Since the nature of fat is such that they are sensitive to temperature, the specific gravity is usually measured at 25 degrees Celsius. However, for high melting fats, a higher temperature of 40 degrees Celsius or even of 60 degrees Celsius may be required. The next physical characteristic of fats is refractive index. Refractive index refers to the deflection of a beam of light when it passes from one transparent medium to another. It is defined as the ratio of velocity of light in vacuum to the velocity of light in the oil or fat. Generally, it is expressed as the ratio of the sine of angle of incidence to the sine of angle of refraction when a ray of light of known wavelength passes from air into the oil or fat. It is measured with the help of Abbe's or butyrorefractometer. When butyrorefractometer is used, its reading called the BR reading is converted to refractive index with the help of suitable conversion tables. As refractive index varies with temperature and wavelength, the temperature is maintained during the measurements. The refractive index of fats can be used for their identification and also for testing their purity. The refractive index of fats is found to increase with increase in length of the carbon chain and also with the number of double bonds in it. The next physical characteristic of lipids is smoke, flash and fire points. Smoke point is the temperature at which a fat or oil gives off bluish smoke on heating in an open vessel. The flash point is the temperature at which the mixture of fat vapors with air gets ignited, and the fire point is that temperature at which the fat sustains a continued combustion. For a given sample of oil or fat, the temperature is progressively higher for the smoke point, flash point and the fire point. These are found to depend on the amount of free fatty acids in the fat. However, the degree of unsaturation has little effect on them. These are particularly useful in connection with fats used for any kind of frying. The smoke, flash and fire points of some fats are given in the table below. As you can see that castor oil, corn oil have a smoke point of above 150 degrees Celsius and their flash points are above 250 degrees Celsius, whereas their fire points are above 300 degrees Celsius. So, there are different smoke, flash and fire points for each fat and oil that is used in cooking. The next physical characteristic of lipids is the turbidity point. It is the temperature at which turbidity appears in a solution of fat on cooking. It is determined by warming a mixture of oil and solvent in which it has limited solubility till it dissolves and slowly cooling it till the oil separates out and turbidity appears. A number of different solvents have been employed to determine the turbidity point. The turbidity point are found to be sensitive to the presence of free fatty acids. This test has utility in differentiation of different fats and helps us in detection of adulteration. Now we come to the chemical reactions and fat constants which are seen in lipids. The chemical reactions of fats depend on their composition and the nature of their constituents. A number of tests based on the determination of chemical composition have been developed to serve as tools to identify, differentiate and also to check for the purity of oils and fats. The characteristic parameters that are used for identification of oils and fats are sometimes called as fat constants. Some of the common chemical reactions of fats and oils and the test are being discussed herewith. First, we will talk about saponification. Oils and fats when boiled with alcoholic solution of NaOH or KOH undergo hydrolysis into glycerol and fatty acids. Since the sodium or potassium salts of fatty acids so obtained act as soaps, the reaction is known as saponification. The number of milligrams of potassium hydroxide required to saponify 1 gram of oil or fat is called its saponification number or saponification value. This number is a measure of the size of fatty acid chains. A larger value indicates that the fat contains short chain or low molecular weight fatty acids, whereas the fats containing long chain fatty acids would have a low saponification value. The saponification value is an index of mean molecular weight of the fatty acids of glycerides comprising a fat. Butter with high percentage of butyric acid has the highest saponification value. The next chemical property is Rickert, Missel and Polensky values. Butter is different from other fats as it contains the glycerol esters of relatively low molecular weight fatty acids, primarily butyric acid and capryoic, caprylic, lauric and myristic acids. These fatty acids are wholly or partially steam volatile and water soluble. The Rickert-Missel value is a measure of water soluble steam volatile fatty acids, mainly butyric and capryoic acid present in oil or fat. It is defined as the number of millimeters of 0.1 normality aqueous sodium hydroxide solution required to neutralize the steam volatile water soluble fatty acids obtained by distillation of 5 gram of an oil fat under the prescribed conditions. Butter fat contains mainly the glycerides of butyric acid, which is volatile and water soluble. As no other fat contains butyric acid glycerides, the Richard-Missel value of the butter fat is higher than that for any other fat. The Polensky value, on the other hand, is a measure of the steam volatile and water insoluble fatty acids like caprylic, capric and lauric acids present in oil or fats. It is defined as the number of milliliters of 0.1 normality aqueous alkali solution required to neutralize steam volatile water insoluble fatty acids obtained by the distillation of 5 gram of oil fat under the prescribed conditions. As coconut oil and palm kernel oil contain appreciable quantities of steam volatile but water insoluble caprylic, capric and lauric acid glycerides, these have a higher Polensky value. Butter contains butyric acid as the main water soluble volatile fatty acid. The butyric acid content of a fat can be determined in terms of Kirschner value or the K value. The K value determination exploits the fact that the silver salt of butyric acid is soluble in water while that of other fatty acids are insoluble. To determine the K value, the neutralized RM distillate is treated with silver sulfate and filtered. The silver acidified butyrate then distilled and determined by titrating against standard alkali. The K value determination is useful in differentiating between butter and coconut oil or for detecting adulteration of butter. The next chemical reaction is halogenation. The unsaturated fatty acids in free or combined state readily accept halogens at their double bonds. This decolorizes the aqueous solution of halogen, bromine or iodine. The extent of addition of the halogen depends on the number of the double bonds. It can be used as a measure of the extent of unsaturation in the fat or oil. It is measured in terms of a parameter called iodine number, which is defined as the weight in grams of iodine that can be taken up by 100 gram of fat or oil. Higher the iodine number, greater is the degree of unsaturation present in the fat. Oils with higher iodine number contain higher degree of unsaturation and are preferred due to their nutritional value. The iodine number of coconut oil is about 8, while that of butter fat is about 26 compared to 81 for olive oil, 93 for groundnut oil and 145 for safflower oil. The next chemical property is hydrogenation. When exposed to hydrogen at higher pressure and temperature in presence of nickel, platinum or catalyst, an unsaturated fatty acid accepts the hydrogen at the double bond and is converted to a saturated fatty acid. This is called hydrogenation of oil and can be depicted as the following reaction. Hydrogenation produces oil with mouthfeel, stability, melting point and lubricating qualities necessary to meet the needs of many manufacturers. The process of hydrogenation of oils is sometimes referred to as hardening of oils. The extent of hydrogenation can be controlled so as to obtain fat of desirable physical consistency. The fats obtained on hydrogenation is neutral in flavor with smoking temperature to make it useful for frying and have good shortening power. Hydrogenated oil is also known as Vanaspati in India. The next chemical reaction is rancidity. When oils and fats are stored, they undergo changes in their flavor and odor. This fat is said to have become deteriorated and the phenomena is called rancidity. The chemical process involved is called auto-oxidation because the rate of oxidation increases as the reaction proceeds. It is a consequence of two types of chemical reactions, with hydrolysis and oxidation. Accordingly, there are two types of rancidities: hydrolytic and oxidative rancidity. Deterioration of fat due to hydrolysis is of concern primarily in dairy products. It is termed as hydrolytic rancidity. The odor and flavor deterioration is because we taste individual fatty acids obtained from hydrolysis more than the triglycerides themselves. The naturally present lipases in dairy products hydrolyze the fats to give short chain fatty acids like butyric acid, which are particularly perceived by the tongue sensory buds. As hydrolytic rancidity occurs naturally, it is advised to keep butter in the refrigerator. Under warm and moist conditions, the ester linkages of the fats get hydrolyzed and the fatty acids so obtained undergo oxidation, leading to oxidative rancidity. The unsaturated fatty acids are more susceptible to oxidation. In oxidation, initially peroxides are formed, which in turn break down to hydrocarbons, ketones, aldehydes and smaller amounts of epoxides and alcohols. Peroxide value of fats measures the extent of rancidity development. It is calculated by the amount of iodine released from potassium iodide by the peroxides. Another measure of the extent of rancidity is called acid value, as it measures the free fatty acid formed during decomposition of oil glycerides. It is defined as the number of milligrams of potassium hydroxide required to neutralize the free fatty acids present in 1 gram of fat. The acid value is determined by directly titrating the oil fat in an alcoholic medium against standard potassium hydroxide sodium hydroxide solution. The value is a measure of the amount of fatty acids which have been liberated by hydrolysis from the glycerides due to the action of moisture, temperature and or the enzyme lipase. The acid value is also expressed as percent of free fatty acids calculated as oleic acid. Rancidity is a major concern in the food industry. Now we will discuss the deteriorative changes in fats and oils and their prevention. Food processes like heating and frying lead to polymerization of fats that leads to changes in molecular weight, color, viscosity and refractive index of fat or the oil used. Besides this, it was mentioned earlier that fats and oils get deteriorated due to storage also. The presence of enzymes, atmospheric oxygen and application of high temperature are the factors responsible for such changes. The deteriorative changes in fats and oils are termed rancidity, as you have already learnt. In some cases containing high concentration of PUFA lose the flavor, giving a taste to it. This is called flavor revision. It is of great economic concern to the food industry because it leads to the development of various off flavors and off odors in edible oils and fats containing food, which render these foods less acceptable. Lipid oxidation is one of the major causes of food spoilage. Oxidative reactions can decrease the nutritional quality of food and certain oxidative products are potentially toxic. There are different forms of deteriorative changes like auto-oxidation, lipolysis and thermal decomposition. Oxidation via a self-catalytic mechanism is the main reaction which takes place in oil in becoming rancid. This is called oxidative deterioration of lipids or auto-oxidation. Auto-oxidation follows a free radical mechanism and consists of three stages: initiation, propagation and termination. Lipolysis is the next deteriorative change. Rancidity in presence of enzymes, heat and moisture causes the hydrolysis of ester bonds in lipids. This is called lipolysis. These resulting peroxides then break down to yield low molecular weight aldehydes and ketones, which vaporize to give peculiar off flavor. The flavor threshold of these is high as 1 parts per billion. Release of short chain fatty acids by hydrolysis is responsible for the development of undesirable rancid flavor in raw milk. This is called as hydrolytic rancidity. Thermal decomposition is another deteriorative change. It leads to fat deterioration, is a result of high temperature heating of fats in presence of oxygen. The compounds formed are cyclic and acyclic dimers, long chain alkenes, aldehydes and ketones. Oils lose their flavor and taste and also become nutritionally less valuable. How can we prevent these deteriorative changes? By using antioxidants. Antioxidants are substances that delay the onset or slow the rate of oxidation of auto-oxidizable material. Hundreds of compounds, both natural like vitamin C, vitamin E, vitamin A, selenium, are known as antioxidants. The main lipid soluble antioxidant currently used in food industry are monohydric or polyhydric phenols with various ring substitute. Primary antioxidants are often used in combination with other phenolic antioxidants or with various metal sequestering agents. Some of the antioxidants which are used are tocopherols, butylated hydroxyanisole, tertiary butyl hydroquinone and butylated hydroxytoluene. Let us sum up today's lecture. Physical characteristics of fats and oils include their low densities as compared to water, immiscibility in water and not very sharp melting point. The chemical reaction of fats and oils are in some way helpful in determining the nature of fatty acids and glycerol moiety in them. The last property of fats and oils is very important to food scientists and food industry. This is defined as the rancidity of fats and oils. Rancidity is the deterioration of fats and oils which takes place due to their oxidation and hydrolysis on storage and food processing. Lipids are very important in food industry. They are used to enhance the aroma, flavor and taste of many foods during food processing. I hope you have understood today's lecture on properties and deteriorative changes in lipids and fats. Thank you.